Assistant Professor, Gramina Ayurvedic Medical College, Tirdad, Bagalkot Jilla, Karnataka. Today I am going to explain about mode of transmission of diseases. Disease transmission. First, we will know the definition of the disease transmission. Disease transmission is the passing of communicable disease from an infected host, individual or group to a specific individual or a group, regardless of whether the other individual was previously infected or not. So there are three dynamics are there for the disease transmission. Number one, source or reservoir. Number two, mode of transmission. Number three, susceptibility of host. Now we will see source and reservoir. Initiation of a communicable disease that is possible with the existence of a reservoir or source of an infection. First, what is source of infections? The person, animal, object or substance from which an infectious agent passes or is disseminated to the host. This is source of infection. What is reservoir? Any person, animal, arthropod, plant, soil or substance in which a infectious agent lies and multiplies and on which it is depend primarily for survival and where it reproduces itself in such a manner that it can be transmitted to the host. This is reservoir. Now there are two type of reservoirs. Reservoir and source are different. For example, if you take the hookworm infections where man as reservoir and soil as a source of infections, and sometimes the reservoir and source are same. For example, tetanus. In this, soil and the man both are reservoir as well as source. So now we know that where the infectious agent will present. One is the source. We know that what is source and what is reservoir. Now I am going to in detail of the mode of transmission of infections. First, there are two types, direct transmission and second type is indirect transmission. In the direct transmission, we have 5 subtypes: direct contact, droplet infection, contact with the soil, inoculation to skin or mucosa, and fifth one is the transplacental transmission. In indirect transmission, there are 5 subcategories. Number 1, vehicle borne. Number 2, vector borne. Number 3, air borne. Number 4, formite borne. And fifth one is unclean hands and fingers. Now we see the direct transmission. Direct transmission is like skin to skin contact. When a diseased person has skin to skin contact of the other host, so that time the infectious agent transmit from one person to other person directly because of the contact of the skin to skin. Next, mucosa to mucosa contact. Next, mucosa to skin. For example, with the kissing, touching, intercourse can cause AIDS, leprosy, skin and eye infections. These are the direct transmission of the diseases. Next, droplet infections. A particle size which is cough or sneeze, if it is greater than 10 nanometer size, which is filtered by nose or which is less than 5 nanometer, this can reach the alveoli. If a particle less than the 5 nanometer which is can reach alveoli, it can cause the disease. The spread distance will be limited to 30 to 60 centimeter between the source and host. For example, if you take, this is called TB, influenza, meningococcal meningitis, whooping cough. These are the diseases which transmit through this direct droplet infections. Next, contact with the soil. If you take hookworm larva, tetanus or mycosis, these are present in the soil when children will play with this mud, and when the children has take the mud, okay, mud eating habit will be there, okay. So in that conditions, this hookworm larva will enter into the child's body through this mud. This is called contact with the soil. When a host comes contact with the soil, that is also when a host come contact with the soil, this disease causing agents will enter into the body, and this is also one type of direct transmission. Next, inoculation into skin or direct mucosa, due to, if we take for example, due to dog bites like this. Next, transplacental transmission. This is also one type of direct infection or direct transmission. For example, this is called torch agents, varicella virus, syphilis, hepatitis B and AIDS. These are transplacental transmission, occurs through the placenta, okay, which break this placenta barrier, then enter into the fetus, embryo or fetus. This is also one type of direct infection. Next, we will see the indirect transmission. Indirect transmission are subcategorized like vehicle borne, we already seen. Now we will see what is vehicle borne. The transmission through water, food, ice, blood, serum, plasma or other biological product such as a tissue or organ. These the disease transmitting through this, it is called as vehicle borne. Suppose through the water, acute diarrhea, typhoid fever, cholera, polio, hepatitis A, food poisoning, like this disease will be transmitted. Through the blood, hepatitis B, malaria, syphilis, infectious mononucleus, cytomegalovirus infections, these are transmitted through the blood. And one more, organ transplantation. Due to organ transplantation also, there may be chance for the transmission of the diseases like cytomegalovirus due to kidney transplantations. These are indirect transmission under the vehicle borne. Next, vector borne disease in indirect transmission. What is vector? Arthropod or any living carrier that transports a living agent to a susceptible individual. It may be a mechanical or biological, or disease agent passes through a developmental cycle or multiplication in the vectors. There are two types again, by vector, okay. This vector two types, invertebrate type and vertebrate type. In this invertebrate type, diphtheria, which is caused by the flies and mosquitoes, Orthopetra, which is caused by the cockroaches, hemipteria, which is caused by the bugs, and in vertebrate type, mice, rodent, bats, this causes the vector borne type of the diseases. By which method these vector transmit the disease to the host? Number one, by biting, regurgitation, scratching in of the infective fecus, and contamination of the host with the body fluids of the vectors. Factors what influences vectors to transmit the disease. Number 1, host feeding preferences, infectivity, susceptibility, domesticity and suitable environment factors. These initiate the vectors to transmit the diseases. Next, airborne, which is also one of the indirect transmission. Under this airborne we have two subtypes. One is droplet nuclei, second dust. What is droplet nuclei? Droplet nuclei formed by the evaporation of droplets, coughing or sneezed into the air and generated forcefully by a variety of atmospheric devices, and the particle size will be 1 to 10 microns range, and through this droplet nuclei a host can get disease called TB, influenza, chickenpox, measles, Q fever and many respiratory infections. Next we have dust. Under this airborne, one more category is the dust. Disease occurs due to the dust, streptococcal, staphylococcal infections, pneumonia, TB. These are the diseases which occur by the dust, airborne diseases. And hospital acquired infections also, where the dust settled on the uncovered food or milk like this. Okay, so hospital acquired infection also comes under this dust. Next we have formite borne, which is also one of the type of the indirect transmission. Formites, inmate articles or substance other than the water, food contaminated by infectious discharges from a patient and capable of harboring and transforming the infectious agents to a healthy person, like sliced clothes, towels, linens, cups, spoons, pencils, all these act as formites. And disease occur through this formite borne: diphtheria, typhoid fever, hepatitis A, eye and skin infections. Unclean hands and fingers, this is also one of the indirect transmission, where transmission occurs directly or indirectly, and disease occurs under this category are staphylococcal, streptococcal infections, typhoid fever, dysentery, hepatitis A and intestinal parasites. For example, in 1984 dysentery was the one of the epidemic in India, which is transmitted through this unclean hands and fingers. These are the disease transmission methods or modes of the transmission of a disease. If you like this video, kindly share, comment and subscribe our Gramina Ayurvedic Medical College Tirdal YouTube channel for more updates. Thank you one and all.